Today I'm going to be giving you an intro to Adobe Photoshop Elements 15. You're going to generally find it on the desktop here, this blue icon, or we can search for Photoshop and make sure we're opening Photoshop Elements, not CS6, right here. Like I said though, easy to launch from the desktop. We're going to double click and then you just need to click Photo Editor once. And then we've got our tool panel down the left and our layer panel down the right. If you cannot see it, you're going to click on the layer option here and make sure we're in expert mode. Open. I keep most of my assignments for you in the S2 student drive here under 127 graphic design. Then we're going to go to Adobe Photoshop. Practice assignment, and you'll see my new practice assignment, PS Practice 2022. And we're going to open this up. So first of all, it's kind of difficult to read some of the instructions. So the first tool I'm going to show you about is the magnifying glass. We can click once to zoom in. If it's set on zoom out, then obviously it's going to zoom out. The other nice thing we can do is we can click and hold down and make a selection box and release, and it'll zoom in there. So we're going to move scale, which is change the size, and rotate the image to fit in the box to the right. This is the tool that you're going to use from the tool panel. So I've given you little hints along the way. So we're going to take that, and we're going to pick up our JoJo picture. When you see the curved arrow on the outside, we can rotate. Now you can see it's very specific down to the decimal place. If I hold the Shift key, it moves in 15-degree increments. And we're going to scale this down to fit in the box here. Now, you can't see it. So one of the most important things about Photoshop is that you are working with layers. So think of them kind of like a sandwich. They all stack on top of each other. So we've got our JoJo layer here and our green rectangle layer here. We're going to move the JoJo layer on top. Or, conversely, we can move the green rectangle layer underneath. Third option here, depending what you're doing, is you can also turn layers on and off by clicking on the eyeball icon. And we're going to move on to the next one. So it just depends what you want to do. But that's 3 different ways we can move layers around so we can see them. Here you're going to use the eraser tool to erase part of the black square using a hard-edged eraser. So when we go to select the eraser here, we notice that it is an eraser with a little star. That's the magic eraser. We're going to come back to that possibly later. We're going to use just the regular eraser tool right now. And we're going to go and find, and one of the things before I even get here is people are going to call me over and say, layers hidden. Okay, so you probably got the wrong layer. In order to make changes to a layer, we need to have it selected. And you can see, so, oh, that's not correct. That looks like a soft edge brush. So the way we change these is we go to brush, and you can see all these are hard edge and they're just preset sizes. So I'm going to select something close to 50. Like I said, if you're at 49 or 51, that's fine. And then we go in and you're just going to, again, make sure you've got the right layer selected. Done. Easy. Now we're going to use a soft edged eraser set to 100 pixels. And we're going to go 100 pixels now. Like I said, as long as you're close. And red rectangle, same thing. So just show me that you understand the difference between the two. So you can visually see the difference between a hard and a soft edge brush. We go down here. So we're going to use the clone tool to copy part of the orange peel onto the rock. So I'm going to use the clone tool. And most people, even if they pick the little orange layer here, call me over right away. Well, it's telling you you couldn't use the clone tool because the area to clone has not been defined. And it tells you how to do it. Alt-click to define a source point. So you're going to hold Alt down on your keyboard, and you'll see this little crosshair. We're going to click once to target it. And we're going to move over. And we're going to start putting some orange on the rock here, on his muscles. And what you can also do is you can drop the opacity. So the opacity is how see-through or transparent it is. So you might want to do something like 50%. And I'm going to alt-click again over here. And I'm going to start putting it so it's just partially visible on his arm. So it's almost giving him like this orange gator skin look. So again, that's just the clone tool. Quick little intro. 5, erase the center shape of the soccer ball using the magic eraser tool. So I told you we'd come back to the magic eraser tool later. This is that time. We're going to go pick the eraser with the star. We're going to select the soccer logo. Click on it once. That's all you got to do. And again, there's an opacity setting for a bunch of layers. So if you had only had it at 44%, you'll notice that it only erased 44% of it. So make sure it's at 100% if you're trying to get rid of everything. We're going to use the color picker tool. So this little eyedropper. We can see normally our palette, we can pick and make or mix a color here ourselves. We are going to select that purple and sample it with the color picker tool and then select the paint bucket. I'm going to come back over and I just want you to paint these sections of the soccer ball like so. That's it. Magic eraser, color picker, and paint bucket you just learned there. Okay, we're going to use the quick selection tool to select John Cena's face, cut it out, then paste it on the orange, change the opacity of his face to 50%. So we're going up here, so magic wand, we're going to teach that to you in future lessons. We're going to use the quick selection tool, and we're going to go find the John Cena layer, wherever Mr. Van left that. John Cena, way down at the bottom here. So we click and hold down, and you can see the little lines starting to jump out around his head and his hair here. And once we've got that, just kind of the skin part that's visible, we can go edit, cut, edit, paste. Now watch the layer panel. You'll actually see there's another layer, so I might go like Cena head. We can give it a name. So by double clicking, we can name layers. Oh, and Control Z is your friend. Enter. There we go. So make this quick. We're going to slide over, and what I'm doing here is the hand tool. I'm getting that by hitting the space bar. And I may, oh, look, it's underneath the orange. So we learned this on the first one. We've got to move this way up above the big orange layer here. I'm going to use the regular eraser tool with a soft edge brush. Maybe we're just going to clean some of this up here. And I might even get rid of his hair today and his ears. And we're going to change the opacity of the entire layer. So top right side, we can pick opacity. Let's go something like 50% roughly. We can make that image even bigger. Whoops. And again, cancel if you made a mistake. So zooming out would help here a little. Oops. We'll blow that up. And we've got John Cena's face on an orange now. Last part, I want you to type your name in any font and add a stroke or outline around your name. So we click on the text tool. You click once to type. And I go Mr. Van. So Raider Crusader is my favorite font this month. But the way you would change it, so I'm just going to make it a little larger, is we double click. And we're going to pick any font you'd like from here. So there's a whole bunch of extra fonts that I've uploaded to the machines for you. You can pick any color you'd like in here. I'm going to stick with my purple. And then a stroke or an outline is created by going right click, edit layer style, stroke. Now there's a glitch on the machines. This should add a black outline. And for some reason it goes inside. So we just select outside again. And that actually fixes it. And we can add an outline or a stroke around our name. And then change different colors here. And that's it. You're done. Call me over and I'll check you off in the book.